Alright, everyone. I think I have just one more video left for the day. Rod is the leader, undisputably, of Egypt because whoever has the rod, whoever basically owns the rod, has the rod, owns Egypt. So it's basically it's one of the most interesting things that you need to comprehend from Egypt is that they're all making a stance. All of them are making a stance around Egypt that includes Africa because they all know that it's one big road. And I think I remember saying that it's one big skull. It's one big skull. So if it's one thing, then it's one way. And if it's one way, it's one road. So find out what's the main threshold of Africa and its roads. Find out what's the main thing that goes on, and if it's freaking blood spill, then it's because of Rod making all the choices around the road, road. So Egypt's one big skull, and all around is one plane. That's why Africa will never change until Egypt is taken out of the plane. So you take out Egypt, you take out all their monuments, you take out everything, you start to see every goddamn thing that's on the bottom of the planet that's connecting to all the other freaking outskirt planes. So Egypt is going to have to explain a lot of their activities of why they have so much blood spill on the road, which is everywhere on the freaking skull. For Gaul. So Gaul was the one that was supposed to let everyone know slowly that we all live on a skull. We all live on a skull, and some of it's petrified, and it's not really mounted down or erased at all because they keep pinpointing it into a perspective, like how they've been doing with like a snake that has more than one head. And they started doing experiments on like what is the time of the year, time of the day, check what would make an extra head. So they started doing every single thing they could do. The ones that were freaking gastros, the ones that are freaking pinnacles, they started looking around, and they saw, they're like, it's this time of the year, it's this temperature and all that, and they kept doing it more and more and more. And it's probably because it was trying to split because it was uncomfortable. I was like, dude, I'm uncomfortable, I need to get out of here, man. So there's an underground railroad train under Egypt, supposedly, that does everything. Probably just lying right now, doing everything for all. But there's one thing they don't do. They don't do it outside because that's for Gaul. That's for Gaul, right? So that was for Gaul. But Gaul never actually got into his role. Why? Because he was never meant to be doing those fucking things. So his father, Ra, doesn't probably know about zodiac signs. He has all this knowledge, but he doesn't probably know much about zodiac signs. It's like, it doesn't matter, Ra. Your son's not meant to be doing this shit. You should fucking learn how to fucking nut on a certain hour, on a certain lighting, on a certain everything. Okay, so it's all gonna be explained by fucking Hall. Hall is the fucking degenerate that didn't see all because he kept swallowing gall. Alright, so the only thing that he actually probably has going for him is that he's tall, like a Hall. Okay, so it's a bunch of crazy shit. Like it's another it's probably Hall is probably the first one who's the fucking first alien to fucking be in your home, and instead of it being Hall, he has gray aliens instead. So there's a big giant fucking train station on the bottom of the planet that's connecting to all other internationals that has Gaul that was supposed to be doing all the Gaul from outside of the train, but instead it all turned into Hall. That's one thing that they missed out on from Egypt, to try to take over other multi-lands, let alone their own land, with fucking gigantic fucking big old frogs swallowing all. So The reason why there's big old frogs out there is because it's one big old plane. It's one big old plane. It's someone's domain. And they're saying they brought the fucker back to life, at least some of him, and they have it really framed his head. So they're worried how much pinpointing and perspective there is from freaking Hall, from his father Gaul. So there's literally worlds and things you can see that's all pinpointed and perspective. Okay, so um, let it be known that freaking Hall, uh, Hall, because of Gaul, is basically the fucking person who started having the have your bakelits and all that shit and have a gray alien site, instead of letting you know all from his family that's been walking around the halls. And halls is probably your plane. So Egypt probably has freaking more domain than we know because of its meme mentality of having memes, of having aliens inside your around the hall, around your home. So every place is probably a freaking mansion, but you just don't claim it as anything at all. So then you can freaking do whatever you want around your freaking home around a certain hour or time. You're like, no, we have this time, or whatever, and framed to have more things. Okay, so that's all for now.